There's magic everywhere. Look at me standing here.
Maybe he shall take my hand and lead me into his dark land and close my eyes and quench my breath.
No need to run and hide. It's a wonderful, wonderful life. No need to laugh and cry. It's a wonderful, wonderful life.
Welcome back to a brand new video. Today, Dom and I will be ranking all of the Gears of War games because over the last month and a half we've been playing through all of the games. I've been replaying them, and Dom, you've been playing them for the very first time. For the very first time. So, you know, you don't have a lot of years attached to these games.
Yeah, I went in blind, whereas you had some kind of notion of what was going on and how to play the game. Where I learned the story and the game mechanics
Yeah.
from scratch.
So you've only had the last month to process the games after, we cleared Gears 5 around a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, around 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so
we played them over the space of a month, I'd say.
Yeah, so we played through them really quick. Played Gears 5 on the new console, so I played it on the Series X, Tom played it on the Series S. So it was pretty awesome. You know, we had those increased loading times and just overall improvements made to the game. And you had a week or so, or slightly over a week, to process the campaign of Gears 5. So, you ready for this?
Yeah.
To rank them? So, we're going to be ranking them from... we're going to be having with the name of the enemies of Gears, starting with the lowest rank being Wretch.
Yep.
Then, going after Wretch will be Juvie. Juvies are actually pretty strong in Gears 5 on the harder difficulties. They literally, once you get down, they just rip you apart. Then after that we have Berserker, and then the man himself, or would he be counted as a man? Do they have genders?
Yeah, the Berserker is female, like the...
Oh, well, the Berserker is female, and what about Ram? He's a guy.
Yeah.
He's a guy?
I think Ram's a guy's name.
Yeah, so we have General Ram after Berserker, and then it's going to be topping it all off with the Queen, the leader, Queen Mira. Okay, everyone, so we are starting now. We just organized it a little bit. It's gone through timeline as best as we can think of in our head. So I'm pretty sure Gears Tactics is before any of the mainline games. So we have not actually played this game. So we can't really place it somewhere and be 100% certain that's where it belongs.
Yeah, because it's a tactics game, whereas the other ones are kind of proper like shooters, like a story mode.
I did play the first mission of the game, so I have that kind of little bit of knowledge of like what it plays like. You haven't played it yet, have you?
No, I haven't played it, but it looks similar to like XCOM.
Yeah, it's basically
just
like chess. You move your soldiers, you can do Overwatch and stuff like that.
Basics of those type of games.
The cutscenes that I seen for the opening, like it looked like a very high. Like it's on the same level, like, or slightly less.
The cinematics are.
It's really good. I'd assume when I do play it and clear it, I can see it being General Ram for the type of game that it is. Like I seem like it would be a very good,
it seems like
single player. Strategy game, and if you like those type of games, I feel like, where would you place it? Do you think?
Probably the same General Ram.
Like we can leave it and then come back to this game specifically and rank it, or we can estimate where do you think it will land.
We can estimate this time and then come back.
Yeah. So, you know how far I put up with General Ram, so you have control. Where do you think
I would put it in the same spot, like.
Yeah?
I'll just take it and just throw it up here.
Yeah. So next is Gears of War Judgment, the spin-off game of Gears 3, where you play as Baird and Cole and a few other characters. And it has the whole interesting thing with the campaign where meeting. Well, not meeting. You're being juried.
Yeah, it's the whole trial going on, and the judge, and each kind of reflection back on the different events is of what happened, and you have to play through those missions with the special mutators on to make them harder if you want.
We did the whole game. Every mission we turned on the mutators on every single mission. So that's the experience we got. We had the declassified missions on. So the game is short. It's not super long. Yeah. It is interesting, but it is very... You start the mission, you go to the wall, activate your declassified thing, and then you usually clear the level within like 10 minutes. Like quick run. So you also get rated.
Yeah, I like the ranking system because it gives it replayability. Like you can go back and try to get like a 3-star rank.
But if I was to rank it myself, but we're doing this together, so we'd have to agree, I would put between Berserker or Juvie. I think it is the weakest of the games.
Yeah, let's put it on Juvie for the time being.
But I have to say, this was a game I was not looking forward to really playing when we were going through the games, because Judgment in the Gears community was really not well received. Lots of people really hated it. Mostly to do with the multiplayer. They really changed the multiplayer. Like if they were trying to Call of Duty it. Oh. So there was lots of changes on how the game played online and stuff like that.
I think we played it. We didn't play it online.
Yeah, we didn't play the multiplayer.
So we can't.
But the campaign, while short, is different. But it's just not on that level.
Yeah, it's not like what you would classify a Gears of War game as. It's not. Wouldn't judge it in that category. I'd give it its own type of game.
Yeah, so I'm like seeing it in Juvie and I'm like, is that still too harsh? Because it's not a bad game.
I don't know. I want to move up to Berserker, but I don't know if I'm giving it too much.
Yeah, because then we're just like, because if this is the worst, then that's... Yeah, I think we just leave it there for now.
Yeah.
Okay. The game that started all. So since Gears 1, we didn't play I played the original 360 version when it came out. But the version we played was the Ultimate Edition of the game on the Xbox One. So we're just going to be putting Gears 1 and the Ultimate Edition of it in the same spot, because it is the same game, it's the same story, except the Ultimate Edition is remastered, improved visuals, smoother gameplay experience. So the game that started it all.
Yeah.
Where would you put it? This is the first game we played.
I want to drop it in Berserker.
Yeah. It's not like it's a good, like it really is a good start for a game. You know, you get to see Marcus, Dom. We get our first interaction with the very first Carmine.
Establishes all the characters and the kind of general plots, what's going on. Like,
oh, Carmine, Anthony Carmine. Why couldn't you just reload your gun? You know, it's Jet.
Yeah, so the Ultimate Edition's just kind of like the HD remaster kind of thing.
Yeah, like it's a good game. It has a good campaign. It's enjoyable to play through. There's also lots of parts where it's dark and creepy. You know, you have the parts where it goes nighttime and you have the krill coming out of the sky, and you have to, like, you're driving the car and stuff like that's pretty cool. And there's some
interesting mechanics in it.
Yeah, so it's a good game. Actually, well, I tell you, a big change from the Ultimate Edition and the original.
What's the difference? Because I think we just played the Ultimate Edition.
You know when Kim dies, the General Ram, he gets stabbed?
Yeah.
In the original game, the original 360 game, in the cutscene, you know the way Kim fights back?
Yeah, he fights back a little bit and then gets stabbed.
In the original version, he doesn't even... I can't remember, I don't think
he just gets stabbed right from
he doesn't even notice that General Ram sneaks up on him. So he just gets like grabbed.
How does that guy sneak? Like a walks like a tank.
It's not even like... So when they were doing the Ultimate Edition, it was like... Even they probably saw the disrespect that they did to someone that was meant to be... Like, Kim's been fighting in the war a long time.
Yeah, they kind of just killed him off real quickly for someone that's supposed to be a veteran. Like,
like he still does, but you know, you see him, he tries to chainsaw him and then Ram grabs it and then picks him up and then... So it was more like, stabs him in the front and then the other one he stabs him in the back. Like, so I think, I'll show you after this. Yeah. But that was like one big change that they just included onto it, which was pretty good. Okay. So moving on to the next game. Moving on to Gears of War 2. the game that really upped the ante for it. A lot actually happens. I think this game has the craziest campaign.
Yeah, all I remember is from it had a really good kind of like it would change the gameplay style. Like you'd be driving a vehicle, or you'd be on the back of a brewmac, or you'd be on
the reverse
and stuff like that. You were on multiple different vehicles.
And it started off, which is having the awesome cutscene with the speech, and then you're riding off towards the locust, and then you drill down to them.
You take the fight to them, which I thought was really good.
But it doesn't stop there, because it also continues and goes back. Lots of crazy stuff, lots of enemies. Like we get to go on a reaver, I get to control a brewmac and shoot lots of enemies. This also has one of the, if not, it is the most emotional moment in the Gears of War series. Dom finds him. No, that's true.
No, that's true.
Yeah. This one, Dom.
Oh no, that's the one he finds his wife. Sorry.
Yeah, he finds Maria. And you're treated to a really emotional, well done, epic cutscene.
Yeah.
Where when he finds Maria, he sees her looking all normal. It's like, oh, this is so happy.
It's also the game that introduces Toy as well, and then at the end
introduces and kills Toy
in one game.
In the same game. Also, it introduces Dizzy, our favorite cowboy type guy.
Yeah, him as well.
Like Scourge,
some really good characters in there.
Like it has a solid story. Each campaign, like each part in it, like it's just crazy. Lots of shit happening. And take the fight to the locust. You also get that's when you're actually going through the locust base and you're seeing how pretty, like you're seeing
it was
the
nice
queen's face and everything.
Yeah, because we only seen like all the cog stuff in the very first game, and then they're showing you what the locusts live like, the nexus, everything, their palace. It was really good.
Yeah, so I would rank this as Queen Mara.
Yeah, I'd agree. That's straight up there.
So now we're on to
Gears 3.
Gears of War 3. Everyone knows the most emotional moment from this game is the death of Dom.
This is the one where Dom dies.
So you didn't know this was going to happen?
Well, he sacrifices himself.
Like you didn't know before playing it?
I didn't know.
Because we were playing this co-op together, he was always playing Dom.
Yeah.
Like, other than the parts in Gears 3 where you play as Colin Barrett or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, Marcus and Dom, he was Dom, I was Marcus. So, this was the character you were playing as for 3 games.
For 3 games, and then he got taken away from me.
Even before, like, there was still, like, a little bit left.
Even when he was driving the truck into the explosion, I was trying to steer it away.
He was like, no, why is this cutscene doing this? I don't want to do this, I didn't get it. Do you want to sacrifice?
Even up to the point I thought like a QTE was going to come up, like jump out of the truck or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, it just can't be happening.
Epic scene, and then as the song in the background also. So, Dom dies, we stop the war. Marcus reunites with his dad very briefly before he dies after.
Yeah.
After you just beat Mira, you activate the cure, and then he dies because he injected himself with. So as it was killing the locust, it also killed him in the process. Yeah. And this game also introduces. We didn't mention Benjamin Carmine in Gears 2. He was awesome, but he died. Clayton Carmine in Gears 3 was the first Carmine that lived.
Yeah, he's lived consistently through 2 more.
Yeah, he survived. He's in Gears 5 and he survives. Yeah. But you didn't know he was going to survive.
No.
You were just like...
I was like, he gets 1 game, he'll die in the next one.
Yeah, it's like,
okay, maybe he'll die in the next
one. So this
one.
is another Carmine brother. I know where this is going to go. And they teased it a few parts. Remember when he gets shot in the head?
They hovered the sniper over him and everything.
He got shot.
Yeah.
And it didn't pierce his helmet. And he's like, thank God I wear a helmet.
Yeah.
But, Anthony in the first game was wearing a helmet. And his helmet wasn't as good. Because the bullet went straight through his head. Yeah, maybe it was just depending on what weapon was used against Clayton. Yeah. He has a
probably just
head.
1 shot on him.
So Clayton survived. A pretty awesome story. But I wouldn't say this was, for me, as enjoyable as Gears 2. No. Visually, it looked good. It had an awesome scene with Dom.
Yeah. I think it deserves to go up to General Ram.
Yes.
Yeah, half on either General Ram.
Like if I was to play through one of them again right now, I'd probably play through Gears 2.
Yeah, definitely.
Because just the set pieces in that game, I just don't think are like. Well, Gears 3 has awesome set pieces. I don't think it has as many that are on the same level as Gears 2. So Gears of War 3 is General Ram. So now we are on Gears of War 4. The first of the reboot. Gears 3 ended. Gears 4 is now continuing a new story.
Yeah.
New set of characters. We got JD, the son of Marcus and Anya Fenix.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if Anya took Phoenix's name, but you know, JD Dominic Phoenix, you know, named after Dom. So yeah, this was the new kind of game. It was a new reboot. It was a new set of characters.
We had the end to the trilogy, and now we have the beginning of the next series of games with new, fresh characters.
Yeah, new story. We play as JD and Kate because we were playing co-op. You know, you have to save your. After your base gets attacked, your mana gets taken, and you have to save her. Along the way, you recruit Marcus to get his help, and yeah, he gets captured at one point. You almost think he's gonna die. You save him. He spits up lots of vomit shit.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Gross, man, gross."
Yeah, it's also the introduction of like the kind of special missions where it's like fortification with the fabricator.
Yeah,
building defenses on waves. Like Horde was implemented into the game mechanics, which I really liked.
And that whole you have a few segments where it's like, okay, you gotta hold out, build your base in the time frame, and just go crazy.
Yeah, it also kind of went back to like Gears 2, where it's like you're bringing the fight to them, you're going down into the new kind of hive system,
trying to figure out what the hell is going on, and if this new enemy, the Swarm, is related to the Locusts, which you find out they are. The Locusts never die, James. Yeah, that's what Marcus says. I think he says that. He says that in this one,
yeah. I always whenever when I was playing it, I wondered when I was playing a show and they killed all the Locusts, I was like, what's gonna happen with all these bodies on the battlefield?
Yeah, they threw them all away.
That game was like they just threw them into holes in the ground.
And then they crystallized, and then eventually, I actually want to talk about the cool scene at the very start of the game.
Yeah.
Where Kate is doing the dialogue, but the butterfly. I was about to say butterfree. the butterfree, you know that Pokemon? Yeah, the butterfly, where it goes into, where it comes out of the cocoon. It's like talking about the evolution and how things will go in and then change, and then that's basically
the
what
locusts
are
were
doing.
like started out as Carpe, and then they metapoded,
and then they come out the Swarm.
Butterfree.
Yeah, I like that how they foreshadowed like what was happening in the game the whole time. With the Locust and the Swarm.
They did it, that scene when you have to force kind of one hatching out of the pod to fully grown locust. Like kind of they call locust in it?
What's it?
When they're still called locusts, aren't they?
They're called the Swarm.
Swarm, that's what they're called.
Yeah, the Swarm. They're gonna swarm us. Da da da. So where would you rate Gears 4? It starts with a nice little flashback scene where you're playing as Dom when he's pretty young in the war, and then you play as JD and Kate going from the base, saving saving Marcus first after recruiting him. You have the motorbike scene. You have the bit at the end of the game where you go into the mech suit and you charge the Swarm base.
That was really good.
You fight a Kraken monster by pinning his tentacle things, and then you get that awesome scene where Kate finally gets to confront her man and save her, but it's too late, and she has to make the decision of killing her.
I'm stuck between Berserker and General Ram. I think it's a really solid game.
Good game, good multiplayer, good chord.
Yeah.
Like when you think of reboots, I think this is like the perfect reboot. It sets up a story that you're interested in. I really like the characters of JD, Kate, and Dell. I thought they did a fantastic job, and reintroducing, like bringing Marcus back, not overplaying his character too much. He was more of a support.
I'd probably go for like General Ram then.
Yeah, I don't
think I'd put it as high as the Queen Mary.
Yeah, General Ram I think is the perfect spot. Solid game, but not when comparing it to Gears of War 2 is up at top. It's not on the same level, but it's very close to it.
Yeah.
So, the final game of the series currently, as of recording this video, Gears 6 unfortunately does not exist. It has not been announced. There's no footage. There's nothing other than us know that it's more likely getting made. Well, Gears 5 is where we are at the moment. So, the most recent game that we cleared, the one with the open world type segments.
I had the open world, and I had got a lot of environmental like kind of stuff in it, like the ice storms and stuff, and levels.
Carrying on from that was another thing that was introduced in Gears 4 with the wind flares.
They had the wind flares, and
like,
then they have
just
to
showing how
reverse
shit this planet is gone. Like it's like, woof, don't want to live here. It's not particularly safe. You can have a really good set base, and then a fucking wind flare comes out of nowhere and destroys everything.
It's like the smartest thing to do is live underground.
And that continues in Gears 5, and in the regions where you're in the snow region, so it's like a blizzard-based thing with ice shooting out of the sky, and then later on in the desert where kind of like a lightning, like desert storm is going on. I really like those things in the game though.
I like that free roam with the optional missions, like.
Oh yeah.
And if you actually, like, they weren't just optional missions that were just like cannon fodder. They were just like, if you did the optional missions, you got really good bonuses that like you could add to Jack, or it would actually bonus your team, like. So it was worth it on them all, like.
Yeah, like you clear, and then you'll get a permanent upgrade for Jack that you can only get for doing this mission as a reward. And also you have the possibility of finding additional Jack parts while doing it. So you can use the Jack parts to upgrade Jack as your new, like he's not new because he's been in the previous games, but he's your companion in this game, and he's actually someone that you can upgrade now. And he gets additional abilities like hijack. You can use stim, which will heal you.
Yeah,
lots of very useful.
He was a very unique element to this game. Like.
Yeah, like the unique thing with Jack, the skiv, so you can actually free roam and just go around. Like the game felt bigger, I thought. Like just the scale, like
the kind of stuff they were doing. Like there was a lot of elements in the free roaming to a point. Like
Gears has always had its graphic showcase with a good story, but was very like tight and linear. Where this game opens the regions up, but still keeps the quality. Like it opens up more without sacrificing anything in the long run. Because some of those side missions that you discover, like you get additional lore. There's actually some good fights that come out of it. Like when you remember one of the additional ones that we did, bonus was on the train, and we went in, and then the big guy came out, and you're like, holy shit! Like boss encounters. We even fought like the warden, like you have really good encounters.
Yeah, because that warden one was really, it was good because you had like six swarm, just grunts. Then you had 3 snipers and the warden. That one took a really long time to do. Like
we went through the games on normal difficulty, but for Gears 5 we upped the scale one higher. Because we felt confident. We've been playing through a few of the games. We got the gameplay down, so we increased the difficulty slightly for this one, which like it was more challenging, but it wasn't too challenging. It was the right amount.
I think it was more rewarding.
Yeah,
because we were playing on a higher difficulty.
Especially finding someone like the warden. I think the warden is the funnest creature to fight in this game, because like his movement and his blocking, like where he lifts his weapons up to block the bullets, and then
he goes slow, and then he can just sprint out of nowhere.
Like when he jumps and starts swinging at you, like you're afraid, and it feels awesome dodging him. I think
because he could possibly kill you in one hit, so the thrill of being like decapitated or squished or whatever is there. Like
we did find one way to basically insta kill him. Just use the flash thing that Jack has. Once you freeze him, he's dead. Like he's shot. He shatters.
Once you freeze him like a block of ice and hit him in the head with a sniper like 2 or 3 times, he just dies straight away.
Like I think our fastest kill with the warden was a couple of seconds. Like after we did that, we're like, whoa, we do that from now on. And then
we just stumbled upon that. You froze him, and I was just
we were already a good portion through the game when we figured that out. So any wardens that came after that, we kind of got rid of very easily. Good game. open world segments. We got to see, also the main star of this game was Kate. You know, she was the main character.
There was a change of plot as well, which was nice.
You know, you start off playing like JD, and then the part happens with the Hammer of Dawn where he's all like, we don't have the proper stuff to lock onto anything with the Hammer of Dawn. He's like, use me, and then he runs in, and then Baird has no. It's either like use the moment that JD is forced upon him, or just let JD run in and more likely die.
Yeah.
So Baird turns on the hammer. JD runs.
Yeah.
There was like a whole army of Brumax and everything.
Yeah, it was Brumax and
like,
and everything.
It did work, but then the Hammer of Dawn like glitched or whatever and turned back on, and they weren't able to stop it, and we lost the Carmine in the process. But and JD got severely injured. You know, later on we see he's acting different. He's a bit more angry. He has a thing on his arm, and his arm is pretty badly scarred. So obviously that thing, because like in the scene you see he starts to hurt him, and then he presses the button, and then like kind of like gels or heal, like
it's slowly skin grafted, and it's growing back as a complete bone.
So it's like
it's crazy. Like he was left with that ultimatum of like lots of people die or one person has to die. You know, and unfortunately it was Carl.
Like what he did was heroic, but it was all just the timing of how everything was playing out. Like it was very like quick and making. Just it was, I don't know, it could have been better planned on his side, I thought. But then it goes on, you start playing as Kate then, and you play as Dell, and you work together, and Kate is having our episodes, and she like ends up controlling Warden and killing Oscar, her uncle, without meaning to, like not being able to stop it. And shit goes crazy, you know. You have to go and find some answers. You find out more about Queen Mira, and that like her daughter was Kate's mom,
lineage of the family, and how everything's. It gives you the very like the kind of answers I wanted from the other games. Like how did this all start? And you go into that lab and they tell you everything about like how it started, the first test subject and all that,
and why the Subwarm want Kate, because they need a queen, they need someone in charge, and you know they tried with the man in Gears 4, they stopped it, the man's dead, so we think, but she was reawakened in that lab when the guy, the evil dick lab guy, was doing an experiment on her or whatever. They stopped it from being her and then reactivated the man to take over, and again like lots of stuff happens in Gears 5. And then the biggest thing I think to take away from Gears 5, and the thing that's mostly going to affect Gears 6, is the choice. The choice that you make in Gears 5 at the end of the game. What did you think? Did you expect it?
I didn't expect it, no. I didn't think it was coming.
Like the game that never gave you choices other than which direction you want to go.
Left or right.
Left or right.
Who do you want to die, left or right?
Wait, what? What do you mean I have to pick? You have to pick between JD or Dell. And who did you pick?
And it has a timer as well, like the screen's just...
it's going redder or whatever. So, tell everyone your decision.
Well, I chose because I was the one making the choice because it was my first time playing through it.
So
I chose JD to get killed and Dell to survive. But I chose that solely over the whole thing of like we were playing with Dell for 99% of the game. Like he was with us through that whole thing.
He supported Kate. JD had his moments
JD
of being mean to Kate. Like he was mean to everyone, but he was being very bossy. And he's like, Kate's like, I want to get answers, and he's like, no, you're staying here, and that's a direct order. You know, he had his moments where Dell's like, I'll go with you, I'll be there all the way, and then just for a decision where Kate saves JD over Dell, I just feel like you'd save Dell, right? Like as much as I love JD, like I really like all three, and I don't want any of them to die. So it's like I don't know, it's like, but you feel more of a, like you're betraying Dell. Because he's been this, like I played as Dell this whole time. When I first played it when it came out, I played as Kate. I think I'm pretty sure I made the same decision because I felt bad if I kept Dell because he's been the partner of Kate through this whole game and was there for her.
One of the other things that helped me make me choice was like Dell is really good with like technology and opening doors and stuff. And I was like, if he dies, then they lose like their key kind of engineer kind of guy.
Like, because the only other one that's really good is Baird. He's the best.
So he's already taken.
He's always
military. Like
yeah, he's computer guy now.
He's graduated to top tier. Like.
Yeah, he gets to work from home. He has a COVID restriction. That's terrible. But yeah, lots of big changes were made with this game from the open world segments, focusing on even though Gears 4 you played as JD, like he was the main character of it. You were learning about his like Marcus and their connection. Like even though the bigger arc of the story was for Kate and Von or Ma and all that connection, like the next game was solely focusing on that. Like she was the main character for that game, which unfortunately, if they were to do first game JD, second game Kate, third game Dell, that's out of the question because you know Dell's dead. More like how are they gonna do Gear 6?
Yeah, I really want to know how they're gonna do it.
It's like, are they gonna make it separate, like where your save carries over?
Or are they gonna do like a thing?
Canon.
It's canon that this person died.
Yeah,
so
like would you be upset with that?
Point that like people would be annoyed because like your decision didn't matter.
Yeah, like how would you feel if a trailer for Gear 6 came out and
like
JD was in
on the cover, like,
and
like Dell's not there or something.
The additional information came out with the developers saying this is the story we're telling. The ending is Dell died and JD left. How would you feel, like, considering that wasn't your choice and it wasn't my choice?
Just annoyed, like, you know.
It's like you have to do both. You have to do a version with both.
You have to.
Players can. It would also help with the replayability.
It would have to be like scan your last save of the game and say like what was your choice for the last part of the game, and then go right. That's you're starting this one. That'd be the easiest way.
I feel like it's the only option because you're gonna enrage a lot of people if you pick one over the other.
Yeah.
Even if JD was the popular vote of like 70% of players save JD, 30% save Dell. That 30% will be very angry.
And it's an easy get out though. Do you know what their easy get out is? In the very start of the 6, they just have a flashback and they literally have that option again. And like, do you remember when Ting died and then you just pick? That's literally
but there's that'll still be having the game play with whoever you pick save. I'm talking about like if it literally starts off and the choice is already
it literally starts off
like
the choice. That's crap, like, you know.
Like it's like 3D is just alive. Like that was the ending of that was the original.
I'll just play pretend he's Ghost.
Like that. Like I feel like they have to. Like it's inevitable that they have to have it where your save carries over.
Yeah, your save.
And depending, or if you've never played Gears 5, we'll ask you who would you rather, JD or Dell, and then that way you can replay it with seeing both sides of the story and. I'd
assume that because they usually always do like a really good flashback scene at the start of every Gears game. Like, so I think
usually games with choices.
Yeah.
Like things to be like they could do it that way, but those characters will be limited in the game, so they don't have as much that they need to focus on changing.
Yeah.
Like even if you save Dell or JD or whatever, that character is only going to be in the game for very specific moments, so they don't have to change it too much.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be they're following you and then they have to completely redo the dialogue and everything for that character, but they don't show up at certain parts.
Yeah, and there's parts you could do like where like even if JD is dead in the next game, that they could have flashbacks to him between what happened between him activating the Hammer of Dawn and
it's going to be interesting and they're going to have to do what they did with this game. Just, you know, Gears 4 was good, it was big. Then you can just tell they went all in. They went even bigger with Gears 5, and they literally have to do that again with Gears 6. They have to go all in, bigger.
Yeah.
Just focus on. They give the choice. They give the story with Gears 5, and they have to own it, and they have to stick to it, and they have to have the campaign for Gears 6 big, and it's all open to whichever character you pick to survive. Like it has 2 stories with slight differences.
The biggest thing as well is the online multiplayer. Like,
oh yeah,
that's like the best I think so far out of all the Gears. Like,
it has a lot. It has its multiplayer, like PvP. Then you have Horde, which we play a lot of Horde.
Yeah.
We really like Horde, and this has a lot of multiplayer maps. They recently just brought out Operation 5, which finally gave us the ability to pick the class and the character we want to play. We're not stuck playing one character
So you get to go through all the skins, you know.
Yeah, if Dell is your favorite character, but he didn't have the ability that you wanted to use in Horde, you can pick the ability, pick Dell, pick JD, pick Marcus, pick Dave Batista, whoever you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then it also has the new mode that was also brought to the game with Escape.
Yeah.
You know, create your own hives and stuff like that. It's something to just play. You can make your hive. It has like a map editor where you can. So it's basically, as long as you really like the game and you really like playing Escape, it's basically endless as long as you can keep thinking of new ways to make hives.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. Make your own content.
So, I think I know where. Yeah, I think I know where I'm putting Gears 5.
It's a game which we talked very long about.
Yeah, the game we wouldn't stop talking about.
It's the game we wouldn't stop talking about. Literally, we talked about this game longer than all of the previous games combined.
Yeah.
It feels like. So
we have, in the top spot, we've Gears 2, Gears 5.
Queen Mirror. So if we were to compare, would you, like, say if Gears 2 is higher because it's first and Gears 5 is second? If we were to do it like that, where would you still, where would you think Gears 2 is best?
I think Gears 2 would have to come second. I don't know if I could put that in front.
Oh, let's say the thing is, I don't know. I think because we just played through them, it's like I really do love Gears 2. But I also really love Gears 5, and I respect all the big decisions that the game did and how it changed and evolved while keeping the gameplay. Like, it still feels like you're playing a Gears game, but areas are bigger.
So if we jump down to general RAM.
Yeah, we'll stick it with their Gears 5 being first on the Queen Mirror. Okay, so since we have yet to play Gears Tactics, this is only going off our assumptions of how we
get
feel.
that out of the way there.
Yeah.
So we have Gears 4 and 3 sitting together.
Okay, I think I'd leave it in that order. While I really do love Gears 4.
That's the end of a trilogy and the beginning of another one.
Yeah, and both do such... Like, both games have such really... Like, they're really fun to play, and they both have really big emotional moments with Dom dying and with Kate killing their man at the end of the game. But overall, I think I'd leave Gears 3 there over Gears 4.
I think it's a solid ending to the trilogy, like, and the Gears 4 is just like an establishing point. So
yeah.
Then, and we don't know about Tactics.
So
that's just speculation at the moment.
There isn't really much to change with Berserker, considering it's the same game.
It's the same game.
I think we just put the remaster first because I'm actually coming from someone that played the 360 version and the remaster. Like, I'm really happy that they changed the whole Kim scene and made it better.
Also textures being updated.
Yeah, and just like it's the same game but better. So there's no way around it. And Judgment, I think, is good there by itself. But even though, like I said, I originally wasn't looking forward to playing Judgment, I had lots of negative opinions in my head, and especially because everything I see online for Judgment is always negative now. I think I had it even worse in my head.
I think it was just a shock to the system that they changed so much in the mechanics, like, and how the game, like, even the controller mechanics of what button to do what.
Oh yeah.
That people got frightened and they just
like the change your weapon and everything was different, and
everything was different. So they didn't know how to play it when I picked it up. Like. Well, eventually
it was fun. It wasn't a bad game. It wasn't on the same level, and I think it fits perfectly well where it is. Where it's not bad, it's good. It's just when you're comparing it on a list with the other games, it's below it.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a normal Gears game, like the way they're all set out, the way they play, the way they feel. It had its own way. It was like more of a strategy game. You could replay missions over and over.
Yeah, and try to beat your time, try to get 3 stars in every single mission, which we were pretty close to. We got lots of 3 stars. Sometimes we were off by 1. But overall, coming from my opinion on it and how much it's changed since I replayed it, normally if someone asked would you recommend anyone to play this game, I probably would have been like more inclined to say no, you can skip it, but I'd be like it's not gonna, like, if you're just playing the campaign, because multiplayer is dead now, it's a 360 game, so you're not gonna see the aspect that annoyed people the most, was just how different it felt, and they were trying to make it more like Call of Duty because that game is and was extremely popular even back then. So yeah, I'd say it's a game that you should totally check if you're playing through the Gears games. What about you?
If you, like I've been in the same kind of situation where if I knew somebody that played like all the Gears games but didn't play Judgment, I'd be like, I'll try that out or something.
Yeah, like did you have such a bad experience where you're like, because I remember when I first played this.
The only bad thing about it was the actual controls being switched around. Getting used to all of the games going all the way up, exactly what buttons did what, and then they're completely all switched around. That was literally the only thing that put me off when I started playing it.
Yeah.
Like I didn't do it, but
like you enjoyed the campaign though. You liked
the
you liked how the story was being told through the flashbacks.
Yeah,
and,
and I liked all the mutators and everything, and like the declassified missions and the.
You got to learn more about Baird when he was a lieutenant and when he lost it because of the decision he made.
No, the game makes much more sense now as overall.
And you learn why he's a bit more negative towards Marcus at the beginning of the other one, because like Marcus got promoted to lieutenant after Kim dies, and they're like, oh, so we have to listen to this guy now, and Baird's like, what about me?
Yeah.
What about me? This guy literally just got out of jail. What about me?
It was reminding me of, I don't know, like you remember seeing a Starship Troopers?
Yeah.
Where there's a general, like a lieutenant, and he gets deranked and then he becomes under the troopers.
Oh man, I haven't seen those movies in years. They're really good.
We should rank them from like 1 to 5 or 1 to 6 or something.
That many? Yeah. I think I remember seeing 2.
There's about 4 or 5 of them or something.
Oh wow. Judgment, when it came out and people hated it, people called it the Gears killer. Like the franchise killer.
Yeah, I can see where I kind of stumbled.
Because the last game to come out before Gears of War 4 was Judgment.
Yeah.
And there was a good couple of year jump between when Judgment came out and when Gears 4 came out. There was no, Gears 3 ended the story. There was no continuation. Judgment came out after. And they're like, are they not going to make any more games? And then because of how the fans received Judgment and were hating on it, it was like, maybe there's no Gears anymore.
Like the outrage, because they had number 3, which was a really solid ending to a trilogy, and people were like, that's the lid on that.
And then they brought us,
and they're like, what? Don't resurrect things.
Yeah,
those characters are finished.
But luckily enough, Microsoft did acquire the rights for the Gears games, and they continued it, and they put a solid team together with lots of old people that worked on Gears to make Gears 4.
Yeah.
And the story continued and they did a good job, so it didn't kill the franchise. Maybe that's why I don't know, but I really enjoyed Judgment. I think it is good where it is.
Yeah.
So you happy with this final list?
Yeah, I think I'm happy with that.
So yeah, that is it. That is our final ranking for the Gears of War games. Yeah. While we did talk about how much we are love the multiplayer and everything that Gears 5 has to offer, we didn't really play the multiplayer side for like the PvP stuff for any of the other games because it's really hard to find a match for like the 360 games and stuff like that. So yeah, lots of this was coming off just ranking the campaigns, and I don't think our decision with Gears 5 would change if we were just only ranking the campaigns. I think that the campaign is solid enough, and we both really enjoyed it. That it is still the top game for us. So, thank you all so much for watching. Any final words?
Words? Well, there's only one game I think we left out of it.
Oh yeah, that game sitting in General Graham position, Gears Tactics maybe. Eventually,
Gears like Funko Pop game, isn't it?
Oh, that got cancelled.
It got cancelled.
Yeah, it's the servers are getting turned off in like a few months. It was a mobile game, free to play.
Okay, well that would have got arrested anyway because it got cancelled.
It's like it didn't even pop up on the tier listing. Yeah. So yeah, Gears Tactics is one that we did it is on it, but we haven't played it. We were just going off speculation. Yeah. If we played through the games in our own time. Solo because they're single player. We might come back if this video gets any views or traction. If you want to hear our opinions on Gears Tactics and where we'd actually put it, going off our experiences with the game, let us know in the comments below. Yeah. And if you want to see it, we'll do it at some point. So with all that said, thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you get notified when each video goes live. We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Come on, Dad! 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 Come on! Come on! God damn it! Damn it!
Hey everyone, I just want to say thank you for making it to the end of this video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to see more videos from me, click on any of the video links that are available right now. Go on. I dare you.